So you are in a roleplay group and you want to roleplay better as a civilian. So, a civilian is one of the most popular things to actually be in a roleplay video, a roleplay group, a roleplay training. The civilians are always going to be around. Now today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to be good as possible when being a civilian and as realistic as possible when being a civilian. Because quite frankly, it's the easiest thing to do. Keep watching. When you first join Emergency Hamburg, you want to make sure that you join outside of a house. Now, I'm going to teach you a little trick that helps you do that. So before you leave Emergency Hamburg next, I would like you to go ahead and choose a house that you would like to spawn outside next and just park your vehicle under there. So when you next join Emergency Hamburg, you should spawn outside of the exact house. I don't know if this works every single time, but it's worked every single time for me because I've been using this house and I've literally been spawned outside of that house every single time. So if you're realistic, the game will also treat you realistic too. That's the first step you want to go ahead and do. Now next up, say for example, they have asked you to go ahead and go to your job. You want to stop running. Now that's, a reflex. Sometimes you can actually run, but it's better if you walk over to your car because it just makes the video look so much more realistic and it can, have a better effect. Because realistically in real life, when you go over to your car, you're not running to your car, are you? Unless there's an emergency. So just bear that in mind. To be realistic as possible, you want to walk to your destinations. So if you're leaving your car as far as possible as you can, then it's going to go ahead and hit you back with karma, because if you park your car too far, then you're going to have to walk back to your car to make it realistic as possible. But if you park it close to you, then you won't have to worry because you only have to walk a couple seconds. So now, say for example, you wanted to go to the fire station. Now, these are normal things you need to do. So you need to go ahead and set the map. You need to go ahead and obviously make sure your vehicle's off. It's better for, to be more realistic. You turn your vehicle back on, turn the lights on, lock your vehicle like how any new car does it now. Really, it actually locks your vehicle when you're in it. You drove it for a little bit. It locks your vehicle just for extra safety. And when you're rolling down, do not drive recklessly. Drive like you would be if you was in the back of a car being driven by a chauffeur. You want to go ahead and look left and right, and if it's safe to do so, then you come out of your house. Now we go ahead and make our way over to our destination as safely as we possibly can, and avoiding getting speeding tickets by obliging to the speed limit. And obviously we can do the regular pulls when we find a long road with no speed cameras on, because that's literally the whole point of the game, is to have fun. So we can do the regular pulls, but as you can see, there is a speeding camera right there, so we have to oblige to the speed limit. So let's go ahead and make our way over to the fire department. Now what I like to do is I like to always keep looking around my car just for any danger. For example, if someone is behind me about to overtake me, or if there's any police officers, then I can easily just pull over. But in this case, there's there's a police officer over there, so we're gonna have to be a little bit careful, go around this roundabout slowly as possible, but also a good decent speed that is not too slow and that could cause a crash. Now after we are on this road, as you can see, the speed limit is actually 50 miles an hour. So we can start doing around 50, and to be fair, even the speed cameras, if you're doing like 51, 52, they don't really tend to give you speeding tickets. Now as you can see, this is red, and they're not going down at the moment, but I don't see any train coming, which means that this is either faulty, there is a train coming and it's not going down, so we have to be extra careful here. And as we can see, this is open anyway for the DOT to come and fix that. So we're just going to go over there as normal. Now I am in a public server at the moment, and as you can see, this does look like it's kind of staged, but I can promise you it is not. I'm in a public server with real people. They are not my fans, and no one knows me in this server, I don't think. But as we can see, this road is blocked off. Now if this was in a roleplay server, then the right thing to do is just to take a different exit that is better for you. If you know the map, then you will know that this is the quickest. Oh, okay, as we can see, a car just came there, we gave him way. We didn't even get our car touched, our car wasn't scratched. That's what you want to do. You want to be as realistic as you possibly can. Now if you've been playing the game for a while now, you will know that this is probably the best exit to take, to be fair. The safest one, because round by the police department there's usually a lot of commotion. But right now we want to be as realistic as possible and not do what this guy's doing right now, you know what I mean? Got to be careful of that as well, got to be mindful. But yeah, right now we're just making our way over. Whoa. Okay. Making our way over to the fire department. Now, this is just an example. I'm just setting it as an example. Say if you was making your way over to the fire department, then this is how you drive. But in a real roleplay scenario, they're probably not going to make you work, because at the end of the day, this is a civilian. This is, I'm teaching you how to be a civilian, you know what I mean, as realistic as you possibly can. Now, a civilian could literally just be driving around. Now we've made our way over here. Obviously we can't park our car here, so what we go ahead and do is we find the safest spot to park our vehicle, which would probably be over here. So if we was asked to even go to the fire department, make sure that we don't crash, make sure we do it as smoothly as possible, you know what I mean, leaving a little bit of space for this guy to also get out, turning off the car, turning off the lights, unlocking it, getting out the vehicle, and then making whoa, okay, and making our way over to the fire department. But that is not the scenario we're doing, because we're not working, right? I've already made a video on that, on how to be as realistic as possible as a fire department person. We are not doing that. This is a civilian. Now, there are many roleplay scenarios where you will be a civilian. Whether it's just driving around, you want to be driving as I just did, using your indicators, slowing down, looking around. You know, you want to be as realistic as possible. And say, for example, they're just asking you to just act like a civilian. Just think of it as real life. What does a civilian actually do? If you get in your car, you're trying to get from point A to point B. And that is literally what we just did. We went from point A to point B. And right now, it literally looks like we just spawned into the game, because when you spawn into the game, it parks your car perfectly. And it literally looks like we just spawned into the game. That's how good it is. And that's how you know that you've done a good job with your driving, right? So if they've asked you to just be as calm and just be a normal civilian, then you can go ahead and make your way over to like the fuel station or the clothing store. Right, and say for example we went to the jeweler, right? The jeweler is the great example, because it's literally just around the corner. I'm running right now just to make this a bit quicker for you, you know what I mean? I don't want to waste you guys time. Whoa. Okay, say for example, let's get back into our civilian mood, right? Say for example we are being realistic as possible, right? But don't forget, man, we're driving a Maybach, so we're gonna need to drive as smoothly as possible, you know what I mean? Say for example we wanted to go to the jeweler right now, we wouldn't be using any of these parking places right now. Whoa, okay, that was not our fault, and that would not be in a roleplay group, trust me. We can slow down on the speeding bumps, but yeah, it's kind of hard to do 20 miles an hour here. But as we can see, there is many parking spots here, and since we're going to the jeweler, we're just going to park into this spot right here. Park right there, put it into park, turn off the vehicle, and we can make our way over on the pavement. Okay, this pavement would be much better to do, but in first person it's much easier to actually control your character. And as it's getting dark now, we can just, you know, stay on the pavement. And say if there's like a YouTuber recording and is recording the whole session for a roleplay video, look how crazy, look how smooth you look, man. I promise you, you will go up in the ranks in the recording team like crazy fast, because you can clearly roleplay if you know how to do these basic skills. So we're just out here, we're not going to actually rob anything, because we are civilians, we're not criminals, we are civilians, we're just checking it out. And say for example they had someone working in here as a roleplay scenario, we could literally just be here checking out, for example. Okay, for example, let's go over to the guy that's robbing right. Okay, he took everything, never mind. Say for example there was Rolexes here, right? You could literally just be looking at the Rolexes, and then when we want to pick something up, we don't rob it, we go ahead and type in chat, picks up, and then we can walk over to whoever would be sitting in this chair, and you know, start a conversation. It just looks way more realistic than punching everything, you know, acting really silly. And after we've done paying for whatever we need, we just literally walk out. I actually have a roleplay situation at the moment. I'm just telling him, please calm down, you know what I mean? these guys are role playing with me because they see that I'm role playing, you know what I mean? But yeah, so if you role play in a role play game, you're most likely gonna get attention like this. Just role playing. What am I doing? Shopping. I'm literally just shopping, sir, you know what I mean? And yeah, we go ahead and make our way home. And after every Emergency Hamburg session I do, I literally just go ahead and pick a house that I like. For example, the one that I've been using. Obviously, we're not gonna just drive slowly there. We're just gonna wrap this up, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you follow all them steps, then you should be a very realistic civilian. And actually, if you follow them steps a bit closely, right, it prevents you from crashing and getting tickets and losing money, actually. So yeah, there's not actually a lot you can do as a civilian. Actually, no, a civilian can't really do anything other than rob. But yeah, if you're a civilian in a roleplay server, then pretty much just follow them steps and you should be okay. Following the steps back to the house I want. So I picked between these two, to be fair. Just literally just reverse back into the house. So even if I park in this house right here, it will probably still spawn me in this house, but if it doesn't, then it will probably just spawn me into the house opposite. But either way, it still looks absolutely amazing. Now, if you did enjoy, smash a like and subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 1K by the end of next month, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.